lags. You know what time it is? It is Saturday night. It is the 21st of March 2009, and yes, you are through to the Southwest Party Hotline. To get information on tonight's party, call back on 07835 175 534.
Alright, I'm Dan, and I'm going to be going on a journey of discovery through rave culture in Bristol. Hopefully talking to some different people, get some different opinions and interpretations of it, because I know there's a lot of hype about it, and yeah, I'd really like to see what it's all about.
Rave is fun.
Ridiculous.
Electric.
Exceptional.
It's wicked.
Rave!
Party!
No, wait, I mean eclectic.
Slick waves and psychedelic euphoria.
Hey, baby! Hey!
I'm finished.
I thought I'd start at the forefront of rave. I went to meet DJ Little Clark, a young emerging DJ, to find out about Bristol's rave scene and where to start on my journey through rave. So what do you think it was that drew you to Bristol then?
Bristol's got a really good rave scene. It's one of the best cities in the world really for drum and bass. So, I don't know, there's so much going on here. It's like it's just so much better than where I was from. My hometown, there's no clubs, there's no real raves. They've done one festival a year. I mean, they have drum and bass for that, but it's nothing compared to what they have in Bristol. Bristol's got it almost every night of the week.
Do you think there's anything about Bristol in particular that makes it such a hot spot for drum and bass music and music?
I think it's the fact that it's not such a big city, that it's too crowded. There's not too many people here. It's quite spaced out, and it's more like several little communities rather than a big city, I always find.
Have you got any specific examples of experiences that you've had at different raves and parties? And
I do much prefer my outdoor raves, and the club nights are good, don't get me wrong, I do like a good club night, but I mean there's no experience other than a rave. I mean, you're outside in the wild with a massive sound system. The sound system's always so much louder. You're always in nice, like, secluded areas where there's no people, like, not many people for miles. I don't know, I just really like the atmosphere of it.
what's the difference between the club raves and then the free parties?
Club nights, in a way, are just more restricted, I suppose. Like most club nights you go to, there's always bouncers, there's always people on the door.
So for someone, so someone was to be starting out on raves, trying to get into that scene, whereabouts around Bristol would you suggest? Whereabouts would you send them first?
Stokes Craft, definitely.
Straight to Stokes
Yeah,
Craft.
straight to Stokes Craft. There's quite a few in St Paul's
Chuck
out there.
chuck them in the deep end.
Yeah, chuck them straight in the deep end, that's the way to do it. Yeah, you can't really beat about the bush about these things, really, can you? You've got to either get stuck in or not bother at all.
So I decided to get stuck in there and went to meet an international drum and bass DJ who hails from Bristol.
Okay, this is DJ Clipz in an interview for Play It By Ear Productions.
So you're obviously on the drum and bass scene.
Yeah, drum and bass, and I do, I kind of make this other music as well under the name Red Light, which is kind of a cross between like dubstep and house, with like a bit of bashment thrown in.
Do you think part of that mix could be because of the cultural mix that's in Bristol and like the racial
yeah, definitely.
diversity
Bristol
there?
is a very diverse city, and that's one of the things which I grew up on and helped me find the sound that I'm into now and who I am as a person and how, you know, my music is made, and everything is through definitely that mix up of the city for sure.
Yeah. Do you think there's quite a big difference between the club culture and like the club nights like in Native and stuff compared to like the free party?
The free party scene's dead now. Do you know what I mean? And it's like when you're a kid, when you're 14, 15, for me, this is my own experience, this isn't anyone else's. When you're young, you ain't got no money. The bouncers are going to kick you out of the club anyway if you don't look 18. So a free party down the middle of nowhere or feeder road where you can hear the music that you're really into and it's going off and you can drink and you can, you know, do other things if you want to and get away with it, have a little fucking argy-bargy fight with the police and stuff like that, you know. One of the best ones was at Feeder Road. There was another one in by Bower Ashton, and this old trading estate, and it was snowing. That was wicked. And then there was a really good one actually, only a few years ago on Feeder Road, like under a railway line, and that was really cool. And then yeah, there was when there's the Criminal Justice March in Bristol, when they closed it all down. These travellers like put their van in the middle of the M32. And stopped all the traffic and everyone ran into the middle of the road and started raving and they turned the music on and stuff, so that was pretty cool as well.
Move on to politics a bit.
Alright.
You know, familiar with the Criminal Justice Act? And
yeah, well not really anymore, but when I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, what's your opinion on all that? Do you think it can be fair that the government can just say, there's a certain number of people, we're just going to stop that, you're just not allowed to do that?
I don't really give a fuck, to be honest. Free parties still go on, you know. It's like, maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm just part of the problem, I don't know. You know, maybe I'm just institutionalised into it now. Maybe I don't want to be in a warehouse anymore.
Yeah.
You know, with like some pikey travellers sniffing ketamine up his nose and running around with a dog with rabies. You know, I don't know. Fuck knows. But that's just a joke. It's not really like that.
Really? No. What do you think the future is for Rave then? You said that you prefer the club kind of thing, and the free parties are kind of dying off. And
yeah,
you know,
I think there are free
going?
parties, but they're just not around here, you know. But the future, I don't know really. I think there's a lot of money to be made in Bristol club scene, without a doubt. You go to the clubs, there's a recession on. The clubs are always busy at the moment, you know, from Academy to like Native to Motion now. It's the new Skins club, isn't it? You know, and it's like, you know, there's money to be made.
Yeah, it pisses me off when people charge 10 or 12 quid for an event that they call a rave but isn't illegal and isn't free and doesn't involve everyone. And it really pisses me off that they've managed to take rave and sell it to us after making it illegal with the criminal justice bill. That really pisses me off.
Rave nowadays appears to be driven by money. The Criminal Justice Bill of 1994 outlawed people dancing outside together and drove ravers into clubs, but this wasn't always the case. Go back 15 to 20 years and free parties dominated the scene.
Yeah, I first found the farm when we came here after a party that we'd done up in Wales, I think. Some people from Bristol that we were with said come here, and that was in maybe 1991, 92 maybe.
How would you describe the atmosphere at a free party?
Depends.
I imagine it's
Depends whether you're in a warehouse with the police knocking outside, you know, with loads of riot fans and offensive weapons come to molest you, or whether you're in a field, you're completely undisturbed in the middle of nowhere with loads of bright, shiny, happy people having a right laugh together. You know, they vary. I think the amount of parties that happened over the years, and you know, compared to the very little unrest you see at them, you know, is living proof that people actually enjoy being with one another and are perfectly capable of existing without a regulatory presence.
Illegal ravers accuse police of brutality. The victims say they were picked on.
So it was kind of a political decision, if you like, to stand up for our civil liberties and say that, you know, it was immoral to legislate against music and against people gathering together who wanted to be together. It seemed to me to be like legislating against the formation of communities that weren't strictly licensed by authority. That, you know, these people's lifestyle choices are as much worthy of respect as anybody else's.
It should be allowed. I think it should be a thing that we should be proud of. It's powerful when we're dancing. I think we are creating something that is very magic, because I see it happen all over the world, and each come from a different culture, from a different background, you know, social and economical, and, you know, just totally different background, spiritual, religious. And we all together in the parties. Well, I went to a fantastic party not long ago to the Ninja Hippies, under a bridge in a totally urban city place beside the river, like really dangerous, like totally illegal, totally, you know, just like no
crazy.
Safety, no, you know. But the place, it was so good. We need to dance in this planet as we are alive.
Some people, rave is a way of getting together and having fun. But for others, it can be a lifestyle or even a job.
The rave scene was starting to blow up in the United Kingdom. Obviously, you had big, massive raves. There was no illegal acid house type raves happening in Bristol. So what I did is I went and looked at various venues in and around Bristol, illegal venues. Lawrence Hill train station, actually. Printed some dodgy, roughed up black and white flyers. Illegal rave this weekend. The flyer fell into the hands of the local police. Police literally swarmed the place.
The main drugs in our functions is the music.
What was the experience of being at a rave? I'd say predominantly most people off their nuts, off their brains on ecstasy or base or amphetamine. But for me, the main standout thing is that rave brought together people of all classes, all race. There was no, for me, there was no bad attitude there. It was all about people being there for one common purpose, which was to have an enjoyable evening via unity, via the music. So everyone went with an open eye, open ear, and open musical mindedness. For me, as a 46-year-old bloke that's been through the rave scene 25 years, I still appreciate the fact that you walk in there and the buzz hits you. The atmosphere, the intensity of the noise, the enthusiasm, and there is a unity of people in there that genuinely are there for the same purpose.
After scaling 2 decades of rave, from John Nation's ecstasy-fueled early 90s to DJ Little Clark and his passion to become part of the future of rave, deep down, I don't think that rave is about any one thing. It's more about your experiences and being part of what I think is an amazing culture.